You know, it's one of the lesser known. I feel is one of the lesser known events within the Second World War. I didn't know anything about it, but there's still plenty out there. There's still plenty of information you can find, and you know, I think both Killian and I had a good grip on who these guys were and why they found themselves in the position they did, and why they responded the way they were. They're very different characters, you know, and hopefully that comes across in the film. But I found it very relatable in terms of the vulnerability and the panic that would set in for a normal person put in such an abnormal situation. You know, I mean, there's nothing. And they're true heroes, but they're true heroes because they're just young men, and they've responded the way any of us would. I think there's nothing superhero about them, and that's why I think the story in itself is so relatable. And I've been saying to my wife, like, fuck, you know, I'd love to work with this guy, and then honestly, serendipitously, 3 weeks later, the script fell on my doorstep. It's a weird thing to say. It's not like a script actually falls on your doorstep, you know what I mean? My agent emailed me the script, and as soon as I knew it was Sean making it, it could have been about anything, and I would have wanted to do it because I was such a fan of Sean. So yeah, that was foremost why I wanted to do it. His attention to detail is insane. I've never met or worked with anyone who is so driven and passionate about their project, who turns up every day knowing exactly what he wants to do. His meticulous planning of every shot, and he had like figurines of Killian and I that for all the action sequences he had. I mean, I've worked with directors that don't even have fucking storyboards. Sean took it to a whole level where he had figurines of us doing each action. He'd lit them in a way that he wanted to light them on the day. I mean, it's just, the attention to detail is incredible. It's very rare, I think, in filmmakers these days. You know, certainly that I've worked, you know, I had never experienced that before. I was like very taken by that. Yeah, and it's a tricky one because it's actually quite soft. You know, it's not like hooky in a way where you can really like grab onto something. It is quite subtle for as European accents go. But we had a lot of Czech actors in the production with us and in scenes with us, and they're doing an English accent with Czech, you know, Czech accented English, so that was kind of helpful.
Can I ask you a question? In your own life now, your career has just gone through the roof. Like, how do you find? Like, do you feel? I'm from Donegal. Do you feel like sometimes you've been dropped behind enemy lines in your own life? Like, does that make sense? How do you keep your head?
A little bit, but you know, I feel above everything else, I feel so privileged to be working as an actor. You know, I've probably been an actor longer than people think, but not really working, and I just appreciate, you know, there's some awful statistic about actors that's only like 5% are ever employed at one time. You know, that's disgusting. Why would you want to work in that industry? So I just feel very lucky to be doing stuff, and at the moment doing stuff that I want to do and have an element of choice in my work, which, you know, I don't take for granted. I know that that's a very cool thing, but you just try to enjoy it.